The Aga Khan Fund for Economic Development, known as Akfed, is a prominent Swiss for-profit entity and an influential international development finance institution. It decisively invests in key regions including East Africa, West Africa, Central Asia, and South Asia. As a vital agency of the Aga Khan Development Network, AKDN, the Aga Khan Fund for Economic Development actively drives growth in sectors such as financial services, food and agriculture, tourism development, and beyond. Akfed does not adhere to Islamic principles in its investments. The Aga Khan Development Network, AKDN, and its subsidiaries are owned by the Aga Khan and the Noorani family. Although they identify as Muslims, they seem disconnected from Islamic teachings, as reflected in their lifestyle and investment choices. For example, the Aga Khan Fund for Economic Development owns a chain of Serena hotels that openly sell alcohol and host wine tasting events in Africa. Additionally, Akfed has banking institutions, such as Habib Bank Limited in Pakistan, and has a presence in nearly every country. It also operates Diamond Trust banks and various insurance companies across Asia and Africa. These financial institutions engage in interest-bearing certificates and invest in businesses that are not halal, prioritizing profit over religious adherence. Moreover, Akfed owns Farmers Choice in Kenya, which engages in pig farming and sells pork products. As previously mentioned, the Aga Khan Development Network, AKDN, is under the stewardship of the Aga Khan and the Noorani family, who proudly claim to be direct descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. They position themselves as the spiritual leaders of the Ismaili community. However, it is notable that their practices often diverge from the fundamental teachings of the Quran. The Aga Khan engages in activities that directly contradict the sacred prohibitions of Islam. For instance, verses 2219 and 590 unequivocally forbid alcohol, khamr, and gambling, extending their prohibitions to all forms of intoxication, not limited to wine. Furthermore, the Quran categorically condemns interest, riba, as a manifestation of injustice and a means of exploitation. Ismailis contribute 12.5% of their income to the Aga Khan through the Jamaat Khana under Dasund, and some also contribute approximately 25% of their income on a monthly basis. However, there is a lack of transparency regarding the funds collected in the Jamaat Khana under Dasund, Memani, Nandi, and various other Majlis contributions made by the Ismailis. The project companies associated with the Aga Khan Fund for Economic Development, AKFED, generate annual revenues of $2 billion. For more interesting info, kindly visit Inside Ismailism Rethinking Ismailism channel.